5, 6, 7, 8.
Spotlight.
On stage at MMT.
Spotlight.
I meet the cast, crew, and company.
Spotlight.
Sit back, on stage
Just give us a
tonight.
spotlight on stage at MMT.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Spotlight at MMT. Today we have with us Lib and Morgan, and we're going to ask the ladies to tell you a little bit about themselves. Take it away, gals.
Sure. What do you want to know? I guess I grew up in Doylestown in Bucks County. Just doing, I was like swimming and playing softball and stuff. And then I said, I want to take dance classes. And my parents were like, that's dumb. We're a sports family. But I did, they let me do it anyway. And then I started doing like children's choirs and things like that just to kind of work on my singing skills. And then I don't know, I ended up with an associate's in music from Bucks County Community College right here in Newtown. And then I studied further at William Patterson in Wayne, New Jersey for classical voice and music education. I don't know. And then right now I work at an emergency vet, which is a really cool job actually. I work in client services, and I've been doing some kind of performing since I was 5 and standing on the chair at Thanksgiving and singing the national anthem really loud. And
And Morgan?
Very similar backstory, actually. Until about, 5th grade, I did my first show, Pirates of Penzance. Very interesting show to do for your first show ever.
Yes.
And then I did volleyball very, very heavily, and karate. Like, I'd have 12-hour days at the gym, and I hated it.
Huh.
And my dad was just, signing me up for classes. And then once I got to about 8th grade, I was like, I can't do sports anymore, where I'm not a sports person in a sports family. So, and that whole time I was doing choirs and stuff in church and at school. And then once I got to high school is actually when I heard of you guys and when I started doing performance heavily. And then once I got here, it was just off to the races, especially during the summer because we just do show after show. And then I've been addicted ever since.
So what was your first show then with our production company? Because Morgan, I think yours was with our children's theater. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
it
was
Snow White?
Snow
See?
White, right?
Right
Yep.
here in my
And
head.
then I was supposed to be in Sleepy Hollow, but that's also when I got my first job,
Okay.
of which I also quit this year and moved on. But yeah, I was supposed to be in Sleepy Hollow, and then my first main stage was Young Frankenstein.
Okay.
Yes. That was the next year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And Lib, your first show.
my first show was Big the
Of
Musical.
course it was.
It was.
We were Susan's friends. Lib
Susan's
and I.
friends. We're best, dearest, oldest friends. That was my first experience at DPAC at OAT.
Yeah.
And
Outside Oat.
Yeah, remember Oat?
the
DePacato?
open air
DePacato?
theater. DePacato. Big, based on the blockbuster movie hit
Yeah.
from the 80s.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that was super fun. And up until I did that show, I despised that show.
Yeah.
And then we did it, and it was so silly
It's
and
stupid
fun,
fun.
That's
and
the
just
thing. If you
like-
just go in
yeah,
all,
exactly. It was really, really a fun experience. I loved it.
Kind of how I felt about Footloose, and that was just a blast.
Yeah.
I was
Well,
just
it's a
wow.
similar. Yeah, it's a similar thing.
Take
Um,
the movie and make it into a musical.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So you both kind of touched on theater that you had done when you were younger, or when you started at least. So why don't you tell the people at home what kind of, not your resume certainly, but what other theatrical experiences you've had outside of DPAC or MMT, whether it be school or college or what have you?
Sure. So I think my first musical I ever did was Anything Goes, and I was in 6th grade at Doyle Elementary, and then I did the high school production as a child in the ensemble of the high school production. so that was like my first experience with like doing tap in a show and just doing a musical at all. I mean, we did like little stuff in elementary school, you know, like little. I was like Mary Poppins for like a second. Yeah, and then I did Annie Get Your Gun the year later, the same kind of thing with the high school. And then I guess like after that, it was high school shows. And I did Hello Dolly, West Side Story. I don't know. And then I did some community theater in northern New Jersey. I did Tommy, the
Great
Who's
show.
Tommy, which I love.
Yeah, great music.
And the Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, which
Oh,
is
that's a fun one.
also so much fun. Like you would think it's the corniest show ever, and it's really actually moving and touching, and also funny.
Yeah.
But so yeah, and then I mean I've done like pretty much everything here. Since Big. I think I did a random production of Into the Woods. I did My Fair Lady somewhere else, but mostly I just love being here, and I love working with you guys. And and I did Urinetown out west in PA somewhere. Well, west from here.
It was so good. I saw it. It was a lot of fun. I love that show.
We love that show. too.
Yeah, great show.
Yeah.
Great show.
So
Hard
much fun.
sell, but a great show.
And
Morgan, how
Morgan?
about yourself?
Yeah. No, as I said, middle school, high school. High school was the big time, man. I was Miss Jones my senior year, and How to Succeed. So
Yes, I
that
saw it.
Really?
I
Oh,
did.
Yeah.
I always
That
go
was
to
fun.
see the Central show.
Yeah, go Central. But then also my sophomore year, I got to be Aunt March in Little Women.
Mm.
That was a
Great
big,
role.
big stretch, especially being so young and playing such
Yeah,
an
well,
older character. But it was a lot of fun. But yeah, then college was college theater, and again, I did so much with you guys that it was also such a great level of professionalism that I really didn't seek anywhere else besides my education. And it was such a nice, fast turnout, especially for like just that addiction I'd
Sure.
created for myself.
Sure.
There was at one point, especially in the park, where I was doing 2 shows with you guys. I think it was Sweeney Todd and Shrek, and then I was also doing a show or 2 there where it was just like I was like, I have the power. I loved it. But since then, it's just been you guys, except for COVID. That's when I've kind of stepped outside the
Sure.
box and have worked on a couple different like short films
Right,
and like
yeah.
a little like commercial here, and it's been a lot of fun. And that's also what I went to school for. So I've just realized that I will always be doing this.
Yep.
And as long as I can get to you guys, even though I'm like an hour away,
yeah,
I can still
Morgan
be here.
moved a little further away
That's
now, but
We're
she's
still here, though.
Yeah,
So
we're,
just don't move far.
we're not going
yeah.
anywhere. So
Oh yeah, neither am I.
So then let me ask you both, what, let people at home know what you do outside of this, perhaps for a day job. We've talked about the vet, but how you might use your theatrical intellect to help with those jobs. Yeah.
For sure. Well, so I think the fact that I am a performer helps with every job I've ever had. I've done basically customer service from the time I could work until now. And right now, like I work at emergency vet. Like it can be pretty sad and
sure.
but also uplifting when
Yeah.
we can actually
Help.
really help. And so I work in client service there, and I think just my ability to be like positive and upbeat, I think comes a lot from theater, because we all know that sometimes things don't go
Yeah.
right, and you just have to like just keep pushing and just keep
Yep.
smiling through it and get through the number or the show or
Right.
whatever.
Right.
So yeah, I have rough days, but I think, I've really missed having the outlet of
Yeah.
theater to kind of help deal with the stresses of work. And
Sure.
obviously you guys have done your damnedest to get us all in
Gotta
here
try.
somehow.
Try everything.
But as we can't do a big production every
Right.
weekend, there's
nothing, there was a certain sort of regularity, especially for our company members, both of which you are. If you're not doing a show this month, you're working on one next month, or next month and 2 months from then. So we can't, with COVID, we can't cast as far in advance as we normally would, and we just this past weekend reopened. So it's been trying for everyone, certainly. Morgan, how about for you?
Same thing.
Yeah.
Retail queen here. 8 years at ShopRite, now at Kohl's, and I actually like working with Kohl's a lot better. But definitely, I feel like when I go into work, I've learned to not turn it on so much, but I will be that, and I already have so much energy, it's ridiculous. But it definitely helps channel it in a good way, because I feel like that also has been a great outlet for mental health too, because like so many, especially like, I don't know, growing up, I feel like a lot of kids like can get into other things, but if they have like performance just for a positive outlet versus like not doing anything during even COVID, there's just like things online that people can do, or classes that you guys have done, that it's just like a great outlet. But yeah, it's definitely helped to keep me positive, or even at work, I'll just like put on that performer face.
Yeah.
Like, I can help you return your coffee pot that you cannot return. Or even like, I love working with you guys because do improv classes every Wednesday night.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's awesome, and teaching the kids have helped me so much, even just learn about myself and watching them grow as performers. Like, I think I've learned more doing that class than college has taught me.
Yeah, no,
Crazy, right?
it's
kinda
very
like-
true to have that like practical experience and watch that happen, because you figure out a lot about yourself and how you relay information and how to get people who maybe hear or see things or feel things differently, how to get them all to kind of get the singular message that you're trying to put out. You both kind of touched on something that I want to share with the audience as well, and we've done this for a few other people, but as company members, it's important, we feel, that everyone has a broad knowledge of what happens in the building, not just from the performance aspect. So Lib has stepped in as a stage manager for us on occasion. And
Lots of broken glass that
lots
night,
of,
though.
yeah.
Oh, there was indeed.
Yes.
She's also musical directed for us.
It wasn't my fault, I
And-
swear.
It was the ghost.
And Morgan has done a myriad of things on the technical side for us. So why don't you just kind of, from your perspective, let the people at home know kind of what it has given you to work kind of on the other side of things, even if you've done it in other places, not necessarily here, but kind of how that has maybe affected your view of other people's jobs and that kind of stuff in this building.
So yeah, I did a couple of shows as music director. It's very challenging with a large cast and a lot of difficult harmonies in the music and things like that. But yeah, I mean, it definitely, gave me a sense of just kind of corralling this whole group of people and trying to get them to focus on the music, and at 10 a.m. on a Sunday morning, But yeah, and I think just I really think that the working with like the teens in this place is the teens and the kids is awesome. They are so willing to do whatever is necessary. I knew when I had, Christmas Carol, I could rely on, I knew, excuse me, I could rely on, any number of the teenagers to like hop on a different part in a second. Like they're just ready. And that's like, that's a testament to what you guys do with these kids. And you really like give them the tools to be an asset, in a situation like that. And then the stage managing. So I did it. I think I might have done a whole
I think it was a
day
weekend.
or a whole weekend of
Yeah.
the producers. And the so
It's an enormous show.
it's so many sets, and thankfully, it was choreographed with the cast already on what to move when, and everything was set. But so there was like a desk with a glass on it of water that was essential for the following scene, and the curtain. The table was set just like very slightly in front of the mark, and the curtain caught the corner of the table and knocked it over as it was coming up. And then it's just like crash, water, like just a mess. And like we had to put the curtain back down before we could start act
Live
two.
theater, kids.
And then The ghost light, actually, someone caught it walking on, like the cord had like moved or something, and somebody caught it walking out to the stage, and it just like fell right out onto the stage, and the light bulb smashed. Same show, or maybe it was the same day, but 2 different shows. But yeah, so I don't know. I had done like assistant stage managing before, and like running lights and things, but that side's not the greatest for me.
I was like, when did you break
so
glass?
stressed out.
Like,
I was
didn't
so
hear-
stressed.
She's just throwing things out.
Yeah.
Wow.
But kudos to our crew members
Yeah.
and our stage management and just our whole technical team.
It's a lot.
They do so much work, and you don't know because it's invisible.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you shouldn't.
You shouldn't know,
realize
and
that
they
they're-
So thanks to the crew that works this wonderful place.
Morgan, you've spot, lights and sound.
Whole bunch
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah.
Spot's my favorite. I love sitting up there and getting to see the show, and especially just watching my friends just kick butt on stage. I've cried up there, I don't know how many times. Aida, Little Women, they were the 2 big killers, because it's just like you sit there, you just get to like watch them just like create, and just each night, or even Will Rogers Follies got me all the time.
Yeah.
But even you don't even realize that even working spot is just so hard. You think that you
Yeah.
have to put that thing, like for Rogers Follies to follow you as soon as you come on stage, and it's like, here comes Will, boom, and it's just like, if it's not perfect, and you try your hardest to be perfect,
Yeah, of
just as you said,
course.
to like, make it seem like you're not there and it's all magic. Spot. Beehive was also a lot of fun. That was backstage.
Right.
dancing. So much fun. So fast.
Oh my
so,
gosh.
So Beehive
Oh.
is our 60s girl review. It's a show about female
Yeah.
music in the 1960s. We had a cast of 5.
Mhm.
Is that true? And so within that cast, they have like a minute to change
Hair.
an entire costume and wig and shoes and stuff. So while a soloist is on stage, the other 4 have run off stage, and Morgan was our dresser backstage, helping them zip and shimmy in and out and pin wigs and hats
Yeah.
and earrings. I mean,
It
bracelets,
was
everything.
Yeah, everything.
The 6th
And then-
member of the cast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6-member
Pretty
cast.
Very
much, true.
Truthfully.
And I think the craziest thing that I had done so far is filling in for, I think it was Guys and Dolls, when they had, no, Spam-A-Lot. I know I filled in, I'm talking about light, sound, and just general up there, running the the Seth and Chris job, which they work so hard.
Yes,
it's
they
so
do.
nerve-wracking. And I think it was Spam-A-Lot where you were on spot, and I was, no, you were directing with me, and I think it was 2 other people on spot. But I was in charge of the whole shebang, and I had done it for children's. Like, that's
Right.
no problem. It's so much fun. But it's so nerve-wracking. Like,
Yeah.
you want
Yeah.
to even make sure for the kids that, like, that cue
Sure.
is right. And I'd stand up there and be like, okay, we have to be on in 5 minutes. And
Yeah.
just like, Denise, like,
It's
just calm
nerve-wracking,
down.
yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but like, if a light goes out, if a mic just starts for Spam-A-Lot, I don't know how many times the mics just stopped working just because they just get sweaty and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And like, it's a lot, but it's so much fun. It's a whole other show that goes on, and it's just, I love crew. If I'm not on stage, I will be backstage in a heartbeat.
And it's great. And again, we just think that it's so important for everyone. And if there are any kids out there watching and you're doing shows at school, get to know the other aspects of what goes into the show. Yeah, sure, being out front and singing a song is great, but don't forget about the people who are lighting you and who are dressing you and who are making sure that you're giving your best performance, because they're just as important, if not more.
I feel like it gives you a better understanding, especially when you're on stage and your mic doesn't work. You're not like, oh, the stupid sound people. You're like, okay, what happened?
Yeah.
You're
Sure.
a little bit more concerned. You're not like, I need my time. It's like you kind of think of the whole show versus like yourself.
Correct, the bigger picture,
Yeah.
which is an important thing. Why don't you tell everyone here what some of, I won't say one, but what some of your favorite performance experiences that you have had here at MMT?
Well, one of the most exciting things was opening night. For
That was a pretty great night.
Just to be like here in the first show in the brand new theater in a sold out house,
Yeah.
and just knowing that everyone was just wanting us to do so well.
Yeah.
Like the feeling that night was really, really incredible. And I mean, obviously, like, so I've played several larger roles, but I think the most fun I've had during a show was probably 42nd Street.
Great show.
It's-
a lot of work.
It's so much work, and but we all put it in, and we all we were, such a crew together. And I mean, I've never done so many costume changes for a show so quickly, and had so many different dance partners for stuff, and just the one night that the train derailed on the way off the
gosh.
stage.
Yeah.
42nd
We lost
Street
a wheel.
was one of the most exciting things I've ever done.
It is work from
yeah.
curtain up to
Yeah.
curtain down.
Morgan.
Okay. I think it has to be spelling bee. That was
Okay.
just like, since I did Logan in college, and then also at a couple parties. That sounds weird. But then also it really meant a lot to do it here with our family, and just because everybody was kind of like talking about it beforehand, and then like once every character was introduced, it was kind of like every night was kind of a little bit of applause, and I had never gotten that. And like she hit so close to home that it was just like such a magical experience, and to be able to just kind of like go a little crazy.
Sure.
Like it was just awesome. Or I think my other favorite experience, again, just like you, of course, this thing was at the park too, when we did Lil Abner.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, no mic, no shoes, just like
In it to win
hillbilly
it, Morgan.
madness. It was nuts. We had so much fun.
That's the thing about Lil Abner. And I say, even to people still to this day, it will be the most fun you ever have on stage.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
I was just like, Lil Abner, okay. And I hope we get to do it again.
Yes, we do too.
Ugh.
Those are all great answers, and we just want to point out some of our favorites. Obviously, Libby has played many roles for us. She was a beautiful Marion. But I think the thing that struck me the most, and I feel like I saw the most growth from you as a performer, was Vicky Nichols, man.
I know. I love the full Monty.
You were so great in that. Of course, you were an excellent witch in Into the Woods. You're a very talented young woman, but
Thank you.
to see you do Vicky, it was such a contrast to, the things that you would
Typically,
normally do, or even things that you trained for technically. Why don't you tell the audience about your experience with Miss Nichols?
I don't know if everyone's familiar with the Full Monty, but it's probably I think it's one of the funniest musicals out there. It's hysterically funny. And so I played Vicky Nichols, who is sort of like a trophy wife to one of the characters in the show, Harold. And, I basically bankrupt him by insisting on, designer clothes and, the best decorations for our house and vacations and
The tanning bed.
and hey, I was gonna say that.
Gotcha.
And the tanning bed. So I'm pretty pasty woman here, very Irish. And because my character owned a tanning bed, I figured that, I had to get some tan on. So I actually use like self-tanning lotion all over my arms and chest and legs. And then I had like this dark foundation. And then I looked so bizarre when I would come out for a mic check with like my wig cap and my brown face. Like it was weird. And then I put my wig on and it was like all of a sudden, there's Vicky and the jewels and the pantsuit, and she was just, oh my gosh, it was so much fun. And then I love that, in the end, she just ends up being supportive of her husband, and it was a great role and
it's
experience.
Such a funny part, and it's kind of not the comic relief. The show is very funny in itself, but she has a very iconic, funny song about life with Harold and how he just gives her anything she wants. But then she has such an amazing moment in Act 2 where she's like, no, I don't need any of that.
Care about any of that.
I need you.
Yeah.
So it's just, that's kind of what the show is amazing for, is it's super funny and super, talking about guys taking off their clothes the whole time. But then there's these real life moments that are quite amazing.
I think it's sad because Harold thinks he has to like lie and hide the fact that he's been fired from her and all this stuff because he thinks, oh, she's going to leave me because she won't have the life anymore. So just make sure your partners know how much you appreciate what they do, and
It's strangely
you
topical,
know, it's strangely topical.
given what we're going through right now.
Yeah.
And Morgan, of course, you mentioned Logan from Spelling Bee, which you were terrific in. But we wanted to bring up Emily in A Christmas Carol, which you've done for many years now. And you are a lovely Emily. And you did Fiddler with us out at the park. I mean, just a few things that stand out to us, and that we're very grateful to have you for.
Hey, we were bird girls together.
Oh, yeah, you were.
Yeah,
2
Bird
out of 3.
Girls.
That's the thing I feel about like just me as an actor that I've come to appreciate is that even though I feel like I'm not in the I'm not one of those like leading actresses. I am pretty much I feel like in everything, or I'm backstage because I just love it.
Well, and being versatile is one of the most important things in this
Oh,
business.
oh,
Is
yeah.
to be able to be a bird girl and
Oh,
then
yeah.
be Logan Schwartz and Grubenier and then, be Emily and be kind of this ingenue and in the past of, what is it? Christmas Carol. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
I think that was my first ingenue part ever because I'm usually like all those like crazy strange parts
Right.
yeah, and I take big pride in that.
Yeah, as you should.
You should.
You're very good at it.
Thank you guys.
All right. So how about name for us a show that you would love to see us do here at MMT that we have not yet done?
Assassins.
I was
Assassin.
gonna say
Oh,
that.
you
Assassins.
Morgan
is a
said
good
it
one.
first.
We know how much we love assassins.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, we
I
both
knew you were
we
gonna say
both love
something else.
assassins.
Oh, for so many reasons.
I mean, I have always been a fan of Annie Get Your Gun, even though
I actually
parts
love
of
Annie
it
Get Your
are-
Gun. I like the classics.
Yeah.
Classic.
I love Annie Get Your Gun.
Cats.
Meow.
That was
about-
definitely Colby's answer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Without a
I
doubt.
bet. We'll talk about obscure shows.
No, that's great. Those are two great options. So the next question is, and we ask you, and again, the answer is a little different from everyone, but what is it that you get personally from performing? Not necessarily just here, but why do you donate your time and your talents to come back and give so much of yourselves? Like, what is the payoff to you?
I think mine, honestly, is growth, experience, and learning, and that might sound weird, but like, I love doing shows, and I love seeing my friends grow, and I love seeing myself grow, and I feel like a big part of the industry is like making sure that things don't get like, competitive or catty, and I feel like no matter what, at any point in your career, you will try to like, have that headspace, but you gotta fight through it, and I think my favorite thing is coming in and being like, I wish I could do that. How do I do that? Okay. And then just seeing over the years and working and being like, oh, wait, I can do that. Like, and just seeing your friends do that too, or just like expansion and just like, I don't know, I'm a big person that likes to learn and just like experience as much as life as possible, and shows really do that. Because you can do anything. I mean, heck, all 4 of us literally were in Dr. Seuss together. Like, who can say that? Like, it's just, it's nuts. Oh, one of my favorite things or on that topic is, yeah, I was in Greece. Oh my God, how was Greece? You know the show? Oh, sorry, I thought you went to Greece. But how was it? It was just like, it's just those little things. Like, I don't know.
I just I think for me it's almost like I don't know what I would do with my free time, and it's something that, because like nothing else does what theater does for me.
Mhm.
I just feel like when I can, learn, like get to know a character and like really try to, feel what that character's feeling on the stage, like there's really nothing that compares to that for me. I've, I've done a lot of different kinds of things, but mostly theater is my love.
So before we switch to the last set of questions, Morgan pointed out earlier that she came to us when she was kind of still in high school. That's where she kind of met us. But Libby, why don't you tell the people at home how you know Jordan?
Hey, Jordan.
Hey, Lib.
So Jordan and I we both grew up in Doylestown and went through the Central Bucks school system together. Doyle, Lenape,
CB
CB
West,
West.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks. Woo. Sure. I mean, I went to a lot of football games, but I didn't
I
watch much
probably
of the
went to
football.
like 3.
Um, yeah, and then I mean, we did. We were in. Did you do Young Singers of Pennsylvania?
I did YSP.
YSP.
Yeah,
So
we had
I
little
mean,
vests and
yeah,
ties
we were doing
with Dr. Ort, who's still
singing.
at CB West.
Yeah, who's still at CB West, and now you're
I am. So I'm
the
costuming.
costuming at
their
CB
production
West
of
now.
Pippin this year. They're doing like
Very
a
cool.
production this year.
Yeah, so that I mean that's kind of how we met, but we were buds as little kids, and then we went to college and didn't really keep in touch. But then
Yeah, what was it? 10 years later after college, right?
yeah, I think it was like 2014 was my first show with you
Yeah.
guys. So it was like, because this is gonna be, should I say it?
Yeah.
No.
Our
Our
20th.
20-year high
High
school
school
reunion
reunion.
is this year.
Look out.
Don't worry, I'm at like 30, so it's all
So-
good.
Lewis is like his 50th high school reunion. So, yeah, but I remember you coming and auditioning and singing that beautiful Irish song. Is that what it was?
How are things in Glockamora?
Yes. And it's
Mhm.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kept seeing your posts on Facebook, like, oh, like look at what Jordan's doing. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that looks like so
I
much
get like
fun.
a random Facebook
I'm like,
message
hey,
from
what's
Lib.
up?
Hey, I think
I'm
I'm going to
moving-
audition for
Moving
you.
back to
Yeah.
Pennsylvania. What can I do?
And then the rest is history.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to switch gears to the questions that are inspired by Inside the Actor Studio. So we're just going to ask you these questions. We just want you to say the first thing that comes to your mind. No wrong answers.
Favorite musical?
Assassins?
Company.
Least favorite musical?
Seussical. No, I was in it. And it doesn't matter.
I know what it is. Oklahoma.
You don't have to apologize either
No, no,
of you.
no, because no. It's not an apology. I know there's one that I cannot stand that I'm like every time it comes on, but I'm blanking right now. But
You
Oklahoma's
don't
on
like
that.
it that much.
Exactly.
You
yeah.
blocked it out.
blocked
Yeah,
it
I
out.
really think I did.
Okay, what sound or noise do you love?
Coffee percolating.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's such a weird question. Cat purrs.
Good answer.
It's so magical.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Have this thing where it's nails on chalkboard.
Oh,
like
yeah, sure.
ceramic, like that.
Yeah, it like just I don't know, off key
Broken
singing.
glass. Off key singing.
Sorry.
All right, where are we at? What's your favorite word?
I feel like there's so many of those.
These are tough questions. I should have watched more Inside the Actor Studio before.
No, it's better that you don't
I
know
say
them.
so many words a day. I don't even know.
I think I say like probably awesome and amazing are probably I say
They're good
those
words.
Two
things
words.
all the time. They're probably my favorite.
I think my favorite word though is snogging.
That's a good, a little, throwing a little Brit in
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Right,
definitely.
I like it.
Is that your favorite activity too?
No, singing.
So then,
You're here being
contrary,
rude.
what's your least favorite word? Liv's making a face in case you can't see it. She's trying to come up with her least favorite word.
I mean, this is probably everyone says, but moist.
I feel
We've had it
we've
once.
Had one.
I don't know that we had more than one. I got it.
It's gonna sound weird, probably because I've worked retail too long. Maybe need to just revamp this word. I hate when people are like, "I deserve this." It's
Oh.
like, wait, what? Sorry.
Deserve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Mm-mm.
Okay, in keeping with the word theme, and feel free to say whatever you want. We will bleep it out. What is your favorite curse?
I say it all the time. I'm really bad. I'm such a lady, but I have such a mouth of a sailor. I'm working on a project right now where it's me and we do it on Zoom and two other gentlemen. It's an improv show. And when we first started, again, improv. So he's like, okay, just go. And I just went. He's like, all right, got to cut that out. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. And I've gotten a lot better. But it was really hard.
Yeah.
I like bastard.
Okay. It's a good one.
Rolls off
Yeah.
the tongue well.
Just it's a nice insult.
Next question. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I mean, when I was little, I wanted to be a veterinarian, but I'm in client services at a veterinarian office, so sort of doing that, I guess.
Interesting. Yeah.
I'm really happy we went together. I'm really glad I chose this again because I'd love to do like wildlife rescue.
Huh.
I'd love to work with animals.
Yeah.
To me?
Yeah.
Okay, then what profession would you not ever like to do?
If I could get out of retail and never look back,
Okay.
I'd gladly do that. We work so hard, man.
Retail's
Backbone
tough.
of America.
Retail is tough.
And it's so fun and sometimes so rewarding. But I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to go back.
Like small child daycare.
Oh,
Not
you know.
would not be a fan of that. Diapers and I'll change my nephews,
Yeah, sure.
but
But
not a room
as
full
a
of
job.
a room full
screaming toddlers.
of children under 5. I don't know.
Gross.
I could do that.
And lastly, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I would like him to say, "Here's your Uncle Marty accompanying Judy Garland on this with a song on the piano."
That's a good one.
That's great.
And I'd be like, "Wow."
This is so sad and heartwarming. I would say, I would hope he's just like, all right, it's a giant party, and here's Justin, because I love him so much.
Oh, shout out to Justin, who's also been in A Christmas Carol.
Yeah, Justin.
He's growing. Starting out.
Oh, well, I think that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'd
that
like
is
to
all,
thank
ladies.
you both.
This is fun.
So much fun, yeah. We'd like to thank you all at home for tuning in or watching or whatnot, listening in your car if you're Lauren Waxman. And we hope you catch us next time on Spotlight on Stage.